so politically mature, he said those days are long gone too. And this is what Malcolm said. But we can see that taking place in 2008 and 2009, then that means either Malcolm was right or something in our community is totally wrong today. And I would say Malcolm was 100% right and something is totally 100% wrong in our community today right now. Well, I'll say $75 million wrong when you look at what's going on in our community right now and what's going on in this country right now. So we have to become better students to our elders, such as Brother Malcolm, such as, of course, Dr. King and others who warned us of this day that would come when you would see our enemies, our open enemies, taking somebody that they raised, somebody that they reared, somebody that they nurtured. Because I know some say he black by nature, but we say white by nurturing. You know what I mean? So, and that's speculative whether he's really black by nature. But I say this out of my love for our people and our love for truth, that we have to go beyond, as Dr. Jeffrey said, this Obama mania, being drunk off Obama, and really doing an analogy of who is this man, where did he come from, who raised him, why is all his educational record sealed, why is his birth record sealed from us, because of course you and I, we can't seal our information, is that right? The ordinary brother can't seal his information, so why is his records at Harvard sealed, why is his records at Columbia sealed, why is his records at Occidental College sealed, why is his birth certificate, whether he was born in Hawaii or Kenya, why is all of that information being sealed from the public, but yet we're told that this is the second coming of the Messiah, or this is the man that's going to make the rough places plain and crooked places straight, and that even though you get ready to lose your house, Barack Obama takes president over you getting ready to have your house foreclosed on, or you don't have no job, right? And all of your problems are going to be solved. This is the way he's been projected. All your problems will be solved if once Barack Obama becomes the president, and your problems seem to have been getting worse since this campaign. So, you know, it just lets you know that there's more to come, and it's not going to get better. It's getting worse. And he even said that himself this week, that we're going down an economic slope, a slippery slope, that there may not be eventually a road to return in terms of where this country going right now.
Now the thing, Brother Kyle, you have something you want to add to the conversation? I just want to say, while you coming on, well, go ahead. If you have something you want to add. No, I just wanted to say, I mean, like I said, you got people that's suffering out here, man. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, you know, here, you know what I mean? You know, we got BG&E bills, man. You know what I'm saying? We got all these different things.
BG&E is, man.
Baltimore Gangster Enterprise.
That's right. Constellation Energy.
Constellation Energy.
80%,
you know what I mean?
90% increase. We paying the highest rates in the country
That's right.
than anybody else. We getting jacked. They talking about brothers on the corner jacking you. We getting jacked by some crack. Herbs I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right.
Let's keep it real,
That's
man.
Right. Let's keep it real. Huh? Keep it real. You know what I mean?
We not getting no relief from our public officials.
That's right.
From the mayor to the governor to the delegates to the senators, we not getting no release. And Constellation Energy is all over this country right now, and their stock was in January was $137 last January. Now it's down to about $27 this January. So we being had and hoodwinked and bamboozled when we look at the economic conditions in this country.
Right.
And they're gonna tell you again, just put all your hopes in Barack Obama. But go ahead, brother. You were talking about everything's bad right now.
Right. I think Brother Kyle wanted to add something into the conversation.
I was just thinking recently, man, like it must be all an illusion, you know, because it's like, you know, people you talk to, especially like black mothers, especially single black mothers, but like they say, well, I'm glad Barack and I voted for him and I'm glad he's gonna be president because my son can look up at somebody, you know, that's black in the presidency, and that's good, but it's an illusion. You know what I mean? Because what does that person have to do to get there? You know what I mean? And then, you know what I mean? It's an illusion to not just black people but white people who look and they say, well, look, now they don't got no problems now. You know, they don't got no problem with us anymore. They can leave us alone or whatever. Look, all these stars, they got all this money, and look what they got all these cars and all these houses and all this bling. You know what I mean? But that's just a small percentage. I mean, that's so all that bling, that's just an illusion, man. The masses of us, man, we suffering.
That's right.
And it's to the point where like somebody might go upside somebody's head with some money. You know what I mean? It's coming to that. You know what I mean?
People economic conditions, and this is what Dr. King talked about in that great speech. As long as we live in a society that's a thing-oriented society and not a person-oriented society, We live in a society that measures a man by the size of his wallet as opposed to the size of his principles and his values and his morals. And this is what ends up happening. So the sad part is that our sisters would have to think that they have to wait to see Barack Obama as the president for their children to have a black man to look up to.
Right.
You got black men in the household. You got black men in your community. You got black men in your city. You got black men all throughout your history. So if you're saying Barack Obama, then that means that you've done something wrong and not given your history and our history to our children. Because history is what is the best qualifier for all of our research, is what gives us the springs to know what our fathers and mothers did so that we'll know what our potential are, or our potentials are individually, but collectively as a people. So it's on the parents of the children to expose them to that history, not to wait for Barack Obama, some homogenized, pasteurized, texturized, intellectual Negro, and put him up. This is what was said 20 years ago when Jesse Jackson ran, that black people now got pride to know that a black man could run for president of the United States. And I'm saying,
Like
why
racism
dare
is
you?
over.
Is you saying that this is all our struggle was about? See, when you can't say because a black man is sitting in the seat, but you still got all of these problems going on.
I
So
want some land.
that's not what it's about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But brothers, let me ask y'all this. How much money, now we talk about black people spending money during the Christmas time, you know what I'm saying, and just wasting money, you know what I mean, money that we really don't have, money that we can put into programs and things to help cure our community. How much money do you think black folks spending to go down to this inauguration or this big, hey man, it's a big party weekend right now, you know what I mean,
That's
what's the guy say? Barack champagne, pass
They got
champagne,
Barack
and
everything.
you know what I'm saying, and in the D.C. area and all over, everybody got the official Barack Obama party, but all of the money that they spending down, you know, to go
Wasting
down
money.
to, how much the tickets going to be down at the inauguration?
Maybe I think the average is about $200, but I'm sure it's.
But I know
higher
they
than
got
that.
something that's going
Oh,
a little
yeah,
bit
yeah,
higher
yeah.
than
Yeah,
that,
higher
you
than
know.
It's
5,000.
people. I know people in the D.C. area that's renting out their apartment for like $1,000,
Houses, etc.
like
right.
$1,000 for one night,
Right.
and people paying it.
For one night. But
One
some
night.
of these same, and I'm just throwing it out there, but some of these same people that's putting out this money
That's right.
would not take that money and put it into different funds that's going to help the community
That's right.
directly. You think that the only thing that you can look at is elected officials, these people, these mayors,
Right.
these governors, and the president. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
And you think that he's going to be the Jesus Christ and the solution.
That's right.
It starts here. You know what I mean? It's the community. It's us coming together. So
right.
you take your money and you waste it. Just throw your money. Might as well just take your money and throw it in a fire. Throw it in a big fire somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Just let it burn up. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
Just to see one day you want to see this man be inaugurated and all those different things. How about wanting to see Lil Willie on the corner clean himself up? You know what I mean?
Right.
So you won't have to worry about him sticking up our little babies, our little princesses, and our little queens that's
right.
coming up or whatever, and taking your money and investing into some stores that we need in the community and those different things. You know what I mean? So we can better invest our monies in general as a community. So I just wanted
Must.
to, I just wanted to say that.
Right.
Because it's like, man, we get so drunk
Like
and we
we-
spend so much. And they gave, like you said,
We definitely drunk.
they gave them to us.
We
you know
definitely
what I mean?
drunk, as you said.
Yeah.
And what's
you know,
gonna happen when we sober up? Because you
Yeah,
know when you're drunk,
exactly.
things aren't clear when you're
Right,
drunk.
that's
and
right,
it's like
that's
when
right.
you're mourning. So you gotta have somebody that has a sober mind.
That's right.
But by the time the people sober up, then you're gonna see that this country has been taken from them,
That's
and
right.
many of their rights will be taken from them,
That's right.
as well as other things based on his health policies, based on his economic policies, based on his social policies, his educational policies that will affect the people in a way that they were never affected by the Bush regime and the Cheney regime. And of course, we have to remind the people about the connection between the Bushes and Barack Obama in terms of being eighth cousin and ninth cousin of Dick Cheney. So he in their bloodline more so than he is in our bloodline, but they say blood is thicker than water. Huh? We connected closer to them than he is to you and I.
Right.
You know, so you got to understand that. You saw just the big luncheon he had, right?
That's
with
right,
the
that's
last
right,
5
that's right.
living presidents,
That's right.
with Bill Clinton, with George Bush the first, who talked about a new world order, his 1,000 points of light program that they're now pushing, which they have a program in Atlanta called Hands on Atlanta, and Chicago is called Chicago Cares. But all of that, they're talking about bringing back a National Service Act and eventually bringing back the draft. But all of this was started by George Bush the first, George Herbert Walker Bush. So he was there, Clinton was there, Obama was there, George G.W., the stumbling, bumbling idiot, he was there, and who was the other president that was there? Jimmy Carter